this morning's class, we're going to be doing a energizing flow, focusing on strengthening the body, and there's some twists, so really strong for the back. Hello, welcome. So all you need is a yoga mat. If you have blocks at home and you find them useful, feel free to grab them. But we won't be using them as such, so it's just if you prefer to use them. Okay, let's make a start then, shall we? So we're going to come to start today on our backs. So whenever you're ready, you're going to come to lie down onto your backs. And as you come to lie down on your backs, just start with the feet wide, knees together. Resting down here, let's just bring the hands onto the belly. Closing the eyes if that feels okay. Just take a few moments here to really bring your awareness now into the body. As you start to notice how you feel at the start of your practice. Just notice if you're gripping the muscles at all around the neck, the shoulders, the chin. Just slowly begin to release. As you begin to relax the space around the eyebrows. And then bringing your awareness to the breath. Notice if your breathing is shallow here. And as you inhale, feel the space around your belly begin to expand underneath the hands as you draw a lovely deep breath in through the nose. And exhale it out through the nose. And with that exhale, maybe you have a little shuffle with the shoulders, sinking down a little deeper, sinking onto your mat. Let's take another deep breath in. And deep breath out through the nose. So as we go through our class today, just see if you can be mindful of your breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then from here, take your arms out to the side, stretching through the fingertips, stretching out either side of you. You're going to drop your knees down to the right. Keeping your feet to the edges of your mat, turn your head to the left. Just starting with this really gentle hip open. Maybe start to wiggle through the toes here if that feels okay. Back to center and then dropping down to the other side. Now with your arms out to the side, don't let your elbows be higher than your shoulders because then you start to pinch the shoulders here. So keep your hands level with the shoulders if you can, or a little bit lower. Then back to center and just slowly start to walk the feet in towards one another here so that your heels line up with the sit bones. And then from here with your arms drawing down now, slide them down slightly towards the edges of your mat so they're closer towards you. Pressing through your left foot, just lift your right foot off of the mat, point your toes up to the sky and begin to circle around the foot and the ankles. We wiggle through the toes here. Starting to release down the back of the leg. And then keeping the toes pointed, you're going to take that right leg out to the right. Keeping your left hip drawing down to the mat. Don't let it lift. Only go as far as you can with that left hip drawing down. Then circle down in front of you. Don't let this left knee fall out to the side and back up. So these lovely big circles as we start to get into the hip here. Now in this class today, we are going to be focusing on a little bit of everything here. Working our way up to a back bend. Circle the other way now. So when we come into those back bends, especially the one we're going to do, it's really important to loosen up those hips because that can restrict how deep into that bend you go. One more here. And then slowly place that foot down. Let's do that onto the other side. So you're going to lift your left leg up and you're just going to begin by flexing around the foot, the toes, moving around the ankle, noticing if you feel any tightness here in this leg, if it differs to the other leg. Then with the toes pointed, you're going to take that leg out to the left. As you do this, keep your right hip grounded. You're circling that leg all the way out in front of you and circling back up. Starting to stretch out this hip. Your right foot is glued to the mat here. And notice if this side does feel different. Maybe you're able to go deeper or not as deep. Let's circle the other way now, so circle it round the other side. Really strong. All the while, connect with the breath in and out through the nose. Nice work, everybody. Setting ourselves up for a strong practice today. I will give you options to make it easier and to make it harder. Let's place that foot down. Staying with the feet in that bridge position, knees over the ankles. Now lift up those hips. And it doesn't have to be that high, but start to squeeze the glutes. Don't let the knees fall in or fall out. And see if you can slide your right shoulder underneath you, followed by your left, as you interlink the fingers. And in doing so, see if you can press your arms down. And now we're starting to get into that shoulder stretch. Maybe your hips get higher. And don't worry if this is too much for you. You can skip this bit and just stay in that regular bridge. Breathing into here nice and deeply. And very gently rolling back onto your mats here. Lift the feet up and this time press the thighs together, toes point away from you. And then take your arms back out to the side here, keep the back of your head resting onto the mat. We're going to come into a little bit of a twist. So you're going to drop your hips to the left, keep your right hip reaching over the left. You're going to hold it halfway if you can. Your right shoulder stays pressing down, your left shoulder is pressing down, your tummy squeezing in. Then slowly bring back up, lower halfway to the right. Try to keep your knees on top of each other. Left shoulder stays pressing down and back to center. We'll do that one more time, but this time you come all the way down. So as you lower to the left, drop the legs and try to slide this right knee over so it stacks on top of the left as much as you can and press this right shoulder down. So there's a lot of movement going on here. Look over your right shoulder. Now we're getting deeper into this twist. So I really love coming into twists. They're really beneficial for the back. So feel this lovely twist all down the back here into that shoulder and back to center. Let's twist the other way. So you'll drop the knees down to the right this time. Slide that left knee forward slightly, just so you can try and stack that knee on top of the right knee as you press this left shoulder back. Breathe into here. Nice deep breaths. And then back to center. Now from here, you're either going to rock up to seated or you're going to come into seated a little bit differently. Knees over hips, toes point away. Can you lift the shoulders off of your mat now with your arms stretched out in front of you? Relax the chin slightly as you look straight ahead. Squeeze those belly buttons down. Now remember, if this is too much, you're going to rock up to seated. Otherwise, see if you can start to slowly bring yourself into this little Navasana and then bring the feet down. Nice work. Have a little rock around those ankles and those toes, move those shoulders. Really strong, everyone. Now we're going to come into tabletop pose. So when you're ready, you're going to come onto all fours. So wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spread the fingers nice and wide, you're going to press the ground away. As you do that, just start to rock over those wrists here. Moving one way, and then the other way. And as we come back to center, we're going to come back into another twist, but we're going to get deeper into that twist. So press through this left hand, bring this left shoulder back so you're not hunching here. Right arm reaches up to the sky, and then you're going to bring this right arm underneath the left arm all the way to come onto the right shoulder as you look to your left. Now you're going to keep your left elbow over the wrist, and you could just stay here. If this is enough of a stretch, stay here. To go further, see if you can walk your left hand out to the behind the head as you bring the chest a little more open. And then only if you can you take this left leg out to the side, pressing down through the little toe edge, so don't let that foot roll inwards. And maybe you can grab the big toe with your right hand. This is getting deeper into that twist. So remember, your practice is your practice. I'll give you options to stay in a pose, and if that's enough, stay there. Only go further if you feel like your body wants to. See if you can start to peel the chest up towards the sky a little more as you lean back. Getting a little bit deeper here. Breathing into here. And then slowly start to bring the left hand back. Press back up as you bring the right hand back. Now we're into having the left foot out to the side and just start to rock forwards and backwards here, stretching down the back of the legs. And bring that left foot back in. We can do do that the other side now. So you're going to bring this left hand up to the sky, as you stretch it all the way up. Then bring this left hand underneath the right. So you come onto your left shoulder, keep your right elbow over the left wrist, and you can stay here if this is enough. To go deeper, maybe you can take your right leg out to the side as you press down through the little toe edge of the foot. Then maybe your right hand walks around behind the head as you twist your chest up to the sky. If it's available to you, maybe you can grab the big toe with your left hand. So we're really coming into funny little shape here. It's a really great stretch. We're stretching out this right leg here, the top leg, and getting into that twist and stretching the shoulder. Bring that right hand back around. Bring your left arm up, keep your right leg out to the side and just start to rock it forwards and backwards here. Nice big breaths in and out through the nose. Feel that release. And bring that leg back around. Great work, everybody. We're just going to come into a little bit of a chest stretch here. So if you spend a lot of time looking down at your smartphones or looking at a computer screen, you'll find your shoulders do this a lot of the time. Especially a lot of the exercise we do tends to be front loaded on the shoulder. It's very rare that we work the back of the shoulder muscles, which helps to open that posture. So we're going to come into a stretch to open the front of the shoulders here. So you're going to walk your hands forward, keep your hips over the knees and drop your chest towards the mat. And it might be that you can only bring your forehead down, and this is a great stretch. But if you can, drop the chin, drop the chest. Now as you do this, don't let your hips go forward. Keep them over the knees. Breathe into here, getting deep into this stretch. Last breath. And slowly press back up, walk the hands in. We're going to bring ourselves now into that downward dog. So toes tucked under, tummies in. Lift those knees, take those hips all the way back up. Pressing down through the index fingers and the thumb. Notice if your fingers have lifted at all, and really try to press through those knuckles, bringing the weight into the front of the hands as you stretch back. Relax that neck now, maybe just taking a little nod side to side, maybe rocking those hips, moving those legs. Big breaths through the body. Then at the end of your exhale, slowly start to tiptoe the feet forward. Come into the tops of your mat. Now don't worry if your feet don't make it all the way to the front of your mat. You can walk your hands in and meet somewhere in the middle. Now what I want you to look at is, are you doing this? This is really common in a yoga class. We're trying to keep the legs straight, so we're compromising the back. What I want you to do instead is keep a little bend in those knees. Then you're going to bring your torso, your belly, all the way down to the thighs. As you do that, you'll relax the neck and bring your hands down. Now, if this is really uncomfortable for you, you can bend the knees as much as you need to do this. And eventually you'll be able to straighten the legs a little more as you bring the weight to the front of the feet. Let the neck and head hang heavy. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Now from here, as you exhale, you're going to bend the knees and press through those heels. You're going to start to feel the glutes switching on here. Sink down as if you're sitting into your favourite chair, and then your arms are going to reach forward as you peel your chest up. We're coming into this chair pose. Tummy's engaged, really sink through those heels. Can you lift all 10 toes? Bring the toes back down. Then from here, interlace the fingers, turn your palms up. Inhale, open the chest. Think about that lovely bend in the back as you come into that cow pose. Exhale, turn the palms under, round the back now. Think of that hissing cat as your arms come forward. Then inhale, press through the legs, rise back up to the sky, stretch. And release the hands all the way down the backs of the legs. We're coming into that fold, your back stays straight as you come down. Inhale, lifting the chest halfway. As we exhale, step the right foot back and just start with this little rock forwards and backwards. So you're into this lunge here. Your left knee is over the ankle, and if you have a little look, it's lining up with your second and third toe. We're going to lift those hips up and down. So we're just easing into this stretch. And then from here, you're going to step your right foot forward, step your left foot back. And again, we're just going back into this rock as we ease into those hips here. Nice work, everybody. And then from here, step it forward, back into that fold. Relax the neck, relax the head, add that little sway here. Inhale to lift the chest. We're going to change up that movement now. So what I want you to do is see if you can come onto those toes as you lift the heels. This is great for working the feet. Then you're going to start to lower down those knees as you drop your sit bones to the heels. And you're going to see if you can bring your knees down in front of you. So if you have anything going on with the knees here, feel free to fold over the edge of your mat so you have extra padding, or use a cushion or a blanket. Now from here, inhale, rise up. Squeeze those glutes, and you're going to keep your hips forward. So don't start to lean back here, keep them nice and level, tummies engaged. As we reach the arms up, see if you can bring your left hand around. Option 1, you just bring the hand to your lower back. Option 2, see if you can bring your hand towards your left heel as your right arm reaches up. Switch, so left arm to the sky, right hand either to your lower back or all the way down to that heel. As your left arm reaches up, getting into this lovely side stretch. Then bring both arms up to center. Now from here, drop your sit bones towards the heels. This is where we're going to start to play around and challenge ourselves with the movement. Reach your arms forward. Option 1, you'll just come into a fold and then into a chair pose. Or you're going to see if you can bring the weight back, lift the knees so you're on the toes, drop the heels, we're into chair. Great work everybody. So whichever one you do, you're going to meet into chair pose. Think a little lower. Rise back up. Great work. Now as we rise back up, bring this right knee up. And you're going to circle around the foot. Now from here, we're going to take this into a twist. So option 1, you keep the leg bent. Option 2, and then you twist. Option 2, as you twist to the right, your left hand will grab the right big toe. As you press that heel away, get deeper into this twist. Now whether you've got the leg bent or you've got the leg straight, we're going to come into another little bit of a challenge here. You're going to release that right big toe, but you're going to stay lifted. So now we're working the muscles in this leg to hold it upright. You're going to feel that leg want to jump. Come back to center with the upper body. Left arm back, right arm forward, twisting the other way. Bring hands to heart, really strong. Now take this right leg all the way out to the side. Those circling actions we did were circling it around as we place the toes down into this high lunge. Nice work everybody. So as you come into this high lunge, keep that front knee over the ankle, tummy's nice and engaged. We're going to take this into a twist. So press your hands together, hands to heart. Twisting from your center, so we're making it more of an active twist to begin with. As we twist to the left, keep twisting as much as you can. And then you're going to bring the back of your right hand down to the outside of your left thigh. As you hook that arm onto that thigh, press your hands together, lift and open the chest. As you look over your left shoulder, can you feel this really lovely twist in the back here? Now, if this is too much to add the bun, you can stay here. So yogi's choice, just go where your practice will allow you to go today. And then see if you can slowly lower down that back knee. As you do that, slowly lift up, open out through the arms. Left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Left hand to the back of the right leg, only if you can, as your right arm comes up. So we're reaching up with the right hand. And then back around. Bring the hands down, step to the top of your mat. We're going to shake out those legs, and you're going to cross the arms here, hanging into this fold. Feel this stretch. Okay, I'm going to turn the comments off. Hopefully that's better. So, hanging it out into this fold, stretch out those legs, bending one knee and then the other. Then release the arms down. Inhale, lift the chest. We're going to do that on the other side now. So let's come up onto those toes. We're going to drop the knees. Get your padding ready if you need it. Let's drop the knees onto the mat as we come back up. So we're going to stand onto those knees here as we squeeze those glutes. From here, left arm circles up, Option to bring it to the lower back or all the way to your left heel. Keep your hips over the knee as your right arm stretches back. Stretching all down this right hip here. Breathe into here. Other way. Bring your right hand to your right heel. Left arm stretches up. So notice where you feel this stretch. This hip flexor here has been really stretched. So when we're tight in the hip, this movement is really limited and you end up doing this. So try to keep those hips forward. Release. Arms forward. We're sinking back into those heels. Now remember, option to come into a forward fold first, then into chair, or flip it. So you're flipping back onto those heels as you lift the arms. Core nice and engaged. Sink those hips a little lower. And rise back up. So this time the left leg comes in and just begin by circling around the foot. You've got two options here. So the first option, right hand to left thigh and come into that twist with the leg bend. And this is a really great twist, especially if you're fairly new to yoga. You're still working your balance. If you want to take it more advanced, grab the big toe, extend that leg forward. And you don't want this hip really lift, so you're going to drop this hip down as you twist from your center, bringing this left shoulder back. Breathe into here. So strong, everyone. Keep your gaze focused. That's going to help you. And remember, if you're trying to hold your breath, remember to breathe. Now see if you can release either the leg if it's bent or if it's straight and hold this pose. This leg's going to be talking to you. So hold it here. Come back to center. Don't let that leg drop. Twist the other way. Right arm comes back. Keep those tummies nice and engaged. We're working those core muscles here. And we come back to center, hands to heart. Point the toes and you're going to take that leg all the way around and down as we come into this high lunge the other way. Tummy's in, sink down nice and deep. Check that front knee, have a little peek. You don't want it rolling inwards or out. Nice and centered, hands to heart. Press your hands together, lift the chest. You're going to twist to the right as much as you can. Keep twisting. Now you can stay here or see if you can bring the back of this left arm to your right thigh. As you press into the hands, look over your right shoulder. Getting deeper into this twist. You're trying to peel your chest away from the right leg. Now if you can, lower down that left knee. So you get a little deeper maybe into that twist. Then slowly come up. Left arm stretches forward, right arm stretches back. Can you bring this right hand to the back of your left leg as your left arm reaches up? Breathe into here. And then release, come back to center. Bring the hands down. Step it back, come onto the knees. And we're going to come up. So hopefully you're all doing okay. We're going to come into a last little back bend before we stretch it out. So we've already been working towards it. It's a pose known as hero pose. Also known, as camel pose or Ustrasana. So what I want you to do here is we're going to come up onto the knees and your toes are going to be tucked under. Remember, if you need to, fold your mat over and give yourself extra padding on the knees. If you look back at the feet, you don't want your heels falling out. Keep them nice and centered. Squeeze your glutes. Now, a biggest misconception a lot of the times is people say don't use your glutes when you come into a back bend. You need to use them to avoid any pinching in that lower back. So using those glutes, which we've been firing up in this class, using that core, which we've been working, squeezing the tummy, and then lift the chest. You're going to bring your right hand to your heart, your left hand to your belly. And you're just going to begin by lifting up the chest. So you feel your sternum, your breastbone, you're lifting that up as you just open the top of the back. So we're not pinching that lower back, it's that peeling up, shoulders back. And your gaze can either be forward or up to the sky, whatever you prefer. And then slowly coming back. Inhale to lift and back. Now, if this feels like enough for you, please listen to your body and stay with this variation. To go further, hands to your lower back, pinky fingers touch, squeeze those shoulders back, press the glutes down as you start to peel the chest up, and you'll get a little deeper here. Then if you want to go even further, left hand to the left heel, right hand to the right heel. Breathe in here, squeeze those shoulders together. You can either look ahead or you can throw your head back. I prefer it like this personally, my neck. Big breath. And coming out whenever you're ready. Hands to hips, round in the back now. Bring your hands down into this little cow stretch. Taking those hips side to side, stretch it out. So everything we've been doing in this class today really promotes a healthy back, which I get asked about a lot. So it's the saying of use it or lose it when it comes to the spine. You want to go into those back bends, those folds, those twists. Go into as much movement as you can in the back. Bring your feet together, knees wide. Let's come into that well-deserved child's pose. So heels back to the feet. So sit bones back to the heels. Arms extend forward. Press through the hands and just drop the forehead onto the mat. Breathe into here. So this child's pose, it's a lovely pose for the back. We're really helping to neutralize the spine, coming back to our center, coming back to the breath. Very slowly start to walk the hands in as we roll back up. Taking the legs out in front of you, give them a little rock side to side. Doing amazing work, everybody. You're going to have a little bend in that left leg as you cross your right ankle over the left thigh and reach your right toes back. Keep that right knee actively pressing away. So notice if it starts to come into the chest and really think about pressing that leg away as you lift the chest. To go deeper into this glute stretch, you're going to come closer to this left foot as you press your chest closer. Nice big breaths here. Keep these right toes reaching back so we're protecting that knee. Lean a little more forward if you can. Last couple of breaths. And then release, walk the legs out. We're going to switch. So left ankle over right thigh, reach the toes back. And again, you can get as close into this feels good in your body. Reaching that chest forward. And notice if one side feels different to the other. This hip for me feels a lot tighter than the other hip. Breathing into here. Before we very gently release the legs, take them out in front, give them a little rock side to side. Coming into crossing the legs. Only if that feels okay, you can change your seated position if you prefer. Now if you have a cushion or a yoga block, sit onto that. It's going to feel nicer to come into. I'm going to grab mine. Just so we're not slouching and crunching into the lower back. Now from here, you're going to come into a little twisted finish. We'll inhale to reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Bring your right hand to the left thigh. Just bring your left hand around. See if you can find this right hip or just the lower back. Then your left shoulder comes back as you look over the left shoulder. Release, arms up. We're going to twist the other side. So left hand comes around to the right hip. Left hand all the way around towards your left hip. Right hand to the left hip, sorry, got my left and rights confused there. And back to center. And let's just finish with a few moments of mindfulness here, bringing the palms down onto the thighs if that feels okay for you. And closing the eyes. And I want you to imagine that you have a string at the crown of your head. And that string is going to pull you all the way up. As you lengthen along the spine, it's going to come all the way up to the ceiling and you're going to tie it to the ceiling. So you keep this length in the back. And just relax the shoulders. Drop the chin slightly. And ease into this pose. As you find yourself letting go. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. See if you can hold it at the very top. And then release, let it go. Release the breath and see if you can hold it out at the bottom. Inhale all the way up. Hold it at the top. And release it all the way out. Hold it at the bottom. Just slowly come back to that natural rhythm of your breath. Beginning to notice this energy around you. This energy within you. Feeling that heart rate go down. Feeling ready for the day ahead. Let us slowly bring hands to heart. As we take a moment here to feel gratitude. Feeling grateful for our bodies, for where we are, and who we are in this moment. And let us bow our heads in this gratitude as we close our practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me in that practice today. I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to save this, so have an amazing day.